Hello, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are in the world, and be very, very welcome to our first session of the Wake Up Your Eyes free 4-part masterclass. And today, you probably have received on your email the video of lesson number 1. As I explained last Saturday, you're going to receive videos that you are going to watch daily between now and Friday, and then every day with 2 schedules to make it easy, depending where you are in the world, we have these lives where we actually can go deeper into the content of the video that we released. So today we have the first lesson, lesson 1, where we're going to be talking about 5 secrets to improve your vision naturally. And we are actually delivering the equivalent of $300 worth of value for free. In today's lesson, the video that you got, and what we're going to talk about today, you will learn the secret to improving your eyesight without glasses or surgery. You're going to discover 5 keys to improving your vision every day with things that you can do at home. I'm also going to talk to you about my own personal experience with improving my own eyesight, because of course, before teaching this to others, I had to go through the process myself. And you will also discover the journey of other people that have improved their eyesight naturally and that are here with me today. We will go deeper on the topics of lesson number 1. You will learn several tips and we'll do together some exercises. And of course, we'll take time to answer the questions, the most common questions, or maybe all the questions that we have about the topics of today's lesson. And in the process, as I said, you're going to discover other people who have made it, who have improved their eyesight naturally. Know that you are being part of a free 4-part masterclass that we have already delivered since 2016 to more than 5 million people all over the world. We do this class in Spanish and English. And in Spanish, we tend to have bigger numbers, but over time, there's more than 5 million people from all the countries of the world except North Korea that have participated in this. So we love to know where you are from. We love to know where we are serving you. Yeah, we'd like to read that in the chat. We also would like to know if you wear glasses or contacts. I imagine that if you're here today, it's because you have some issues with your eyesight. You're motivated to transform that, to improve. So let us know if you wear glasses, if you wear contacts, what symptom do you have, if you've had surgery, or if you fear to have surgery. And of course, if you want to improve your eyesight naturally without medical treatments, without surgery, without contacts, without glasses. And maybe this is a new information for you. Maybe you're discovering this possibility for the first time. But is this something that you would like? Let us know. And so if you want to take care of your eyes, improve your eyesight, if you've had issues, you wear contact glasses, you've had surgery, or you'd like to avoid future surgery, you are in the right place. And what you're discovering, or you will discover, or what you heard last Saturday is sounding interesting, I would like to invite you, if you know anyone else around you that has problems with their eyesight, that you invite them to come this week to participate. Share this with the people you care about. And so let me look at what's coming up on the chat. So Lisa is saying, as I improve and I continue to wear my eyeglasses, will that be bad for my eyes? Will that cause headaches? So I'm not going to answer to you immediately because this is going to be one of the topics of today's class. So let me place it in the right moment. Let's say that you will get an answer for that. Lisa is coming from Toronto, Montreal. We have Maud from Montreal. We have Il from the UK, originally from Hungary. Wendy from the USA. 58, and you have already avoided wearing glasses. Congratulations, Wendy. Great that you come and let others know about what's possible. Okay, and I'd like to know if you are interested, curious, or you are engaged. And what's the difference? Being curious and being interested is already great, But if you're engaged, it means that you're committed to your results. And what does it take? It takes participating, listening to the lessons, learning the exercises, the tips, the techniques, and applying them. Hearing the ideas is not enough. When you apply them is when you're going to see the results. And you actually don't need to believe me. The best that you can do is see for yourself, see with your own eyes what the effects is of what I'm teaching. Okay, and I see Nancy from Detroit, interested and engaged. Yay, good for you. Okay, I have here with me a bunch of people, that are and engaged because they've gone through this process at different times, right, in their lives, and they have improved their eyesight naturally, and we'll get the opportunity to hear every one of them about their stories. And in the meantime, Diana, help them to have their description in excellence, because I see that they have different things and some of them are in Spanish. So it would be better if they're in English and they say, if they're already vision coaches or they're in training. Yes? Okay. So Mov is saying that she's really engaged to do the exercises. Yes. You learned one of the techniques today already in the video, and today we're going to explain more. And Lisa, I'm told I have one eye farsighted and the other nearsighted. Well, the good news is that that can be solved. Okay, so have you seen video 1? How many of you have seen video number 1? I would like for you to type in the chat if you have seen already video number 1, where I explained some of the fundamental ideas and the first and most important technique that you need to learn for natural vision improvement, which is the palming technique. So, of course, the idea is that you come to these lives having watched the video, and then you're in the best position possible to keep learning and keep going further. And I'm seeing yes, 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 yes. Okay, a number of you have watched video 1 and even practiced the technique that is taught in video 1. Congratulations, very, very good. Okay, so if you watch video 1 and you practiced palming. And I would like to know what you have noticed when you practiced palming. What has changed? What has changed in the sensations of your eyes? What has changed in your eyesight? What has changed in the relaxation that you feel? What did you notice when you practiced palming? Because this journey is about you. As I said, if you're engaged, you're practicing. And if you're practicing, you're seeing results. You're noticing things that change. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of yeses, I did. But what are the changes that you noticed? Diana, Damari, Silvia, Yolanda, Esther, one of you wants to comment on the experience that you had when you first started palming. So I see Yolanda very enthusiastic. So tell us about what was the experience. I see Patty saying it feels amazing and the color was immediately brighter. Yay, congratulations, Patty. This is what I want for you to notice. Also, Nancy, brighter color. Yes, it can be done lying down. And Alejandra, my eyes feel less heavy after the palming. Great. So how was it for you, Yolanda, when you started doing palming? What did it give you, the experience of palming?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I will never forget that first palming. Never, never, never. Because even that I took the free classes just out of curiosity, I was not engaged. To my surprise, now I'm a vision coach trainee because it's amazing. So the first palming, when I put my hands in the palming position, for those of you who already know how to do it, and stayed for about 5 minutes, my eyes felt like little balls of dry sponges being soaked in water. It was such an amazing feeling, like expanding, rested, relaxed. And from that day on, I haven't never missed one day without doing palming. for me is the best thing to relax my eyes. Even when I work computer, I take 1 minute out of the screen, do a little bit of palming, and get my eyes ready for continue seeing the screen. So it's a very good technique. It's amazing.
Thank you, Yolanda. So my advice is actually that you do as Yolanda and that you practice palming a little bit at least every day. It's the best thing that you can do. I see Mauve Dufour is asking if these exercises can help to give energy to the optic nerve. If the exercise stimulates blood flow and if she can write to someone to understand better. So let me speak in French for a second. Mauve, tu peux tout à fait nous écrire. Nous avons un mail et je pense que dans l'équipe, il y a au moins une personne qui peut répondre en français. So if you have questions and you need help and you want to contact our team, you can write to Ainhoa at ClearSightMethod.com, and the team is trained to answer in English, in Spanish, but we do have at least one person that speaks French. So that should work for you. And yes, it helps to the optic nerve as well. Oui, ça aide aussi pour le nerf optique et pour stimuler le flux sanguin. So keep practicing. Colleen is saying that palming is very calming and very relaxing. That's amazing. And yes, as the team is saying, the first key to seeing well is eye relaxation and general relaxation. Palming is one of the most effective ways to achieve it. This is why I teach the palming technique in the first free lesson, because I would love for everyone to practice palming every day for a few minutes, like we brush our teeth, we floss our teeth, we do mouth wash. There's 2-3 tips that really it would be great if everyone would practice them every day. Okay, so do you want to keep learning and do you want to keep improving your eyesight? I imagine that you do. So one technique is fine, and practicing and seeing the results, calming, relaxing, the colors are better, the colors are brighter, is great. And I invite you to keep doing this every day. And today we are going to share more with you. And actually, I'm going to lay the plan. Why is this not okay? We just changed it. Okay, let me see if I can find the updated presentation, because we did update the date to make it much easier. So as I said, today we're going to teach you a number of new techniques that are not included in video number 1. And I also want to share with you the plan of what we're going to do in this week, in the coming lessons. What's the plan of the whole course? Okay, so give me a second so I can upload again the presentation that was updated to make it more clear. While I'm letting that happen, one of you wants to share also their experiences with palming? Silvia? Okay, go ahead, Silvia.
Hello, Ainhoa. Hello, everybody. Well, my experience with palming is amazing because I had never put away my glasses from my face, only when I was sleeping. So the fact that I could put my hands on my face without glasses was just a new experience. And I discovered that palming made me relax my mind and help my eyes rest, because the presbyopia was my friend and he didn't want to leave me. And with the palming, I found out that my eyes were really, really, really stressed. And this tool was just the thing that I needed. And it was so easy to do. So I encourage everybody to practice palming, because just 2 minutes it gives effect. And I do it every day, part of my routine, every morning, every night, and during the day when I read without glasses. I also do it because now I can read without glasses. And I had been using progressive glasses for more than 11 years. So when I got rid of they are still here, but I don't use them anymore. So I now I understand that palming has given my mind relaxation. Now I don't have mental stress, and that is thanks to palming. And the progressive glasses were a barrier because of them. I didn't realize that I had mental stress. So how can you fight something that you don't know that exists? So when I took the glasses off and I palmed, I realized that I had mental stress, and Ainhoa taught me how to get rid of it in a nice, kind way that I know how to treat my eyes now better, and I feel free from my glasses. And now I can say with open mouth that I can read without glasses more and more every day. Thank you, Ainhoa. And I love palming, so I can't say anything against glasses, but the glasses are good for sometimes. But in my case, they were like hiding my tension. So the moment I took them off, I was conscious about the tension that I had, and then I started to feel free from the tension.
Yay! So you had presbyopia, you needed glasses for reading, and you had, if you had progressive glasses, then you said you had a hyperopia also?
Yes, both. And
Farsightedness?
astigmatism too, and that is going slowly away too.
Right.
I am very happy about it too.
So you had farsightedness, you needed glasses for reading, and you are able now to see far and near. With
Yes,
no
I am still in the blurriness, but the blurriness is part of the process. So I enjoy the blurriness because this blurriness is part of my essence, that I have to understand that it is leaving me. It is a reference that I use to discover how much I improve every day. So
Yes.
the blurriness is just part of it, but it
Okay.
will be gone.
Yes, and we will talk about that in lesson 3 because now we're going.
Okay.
So wait a second.
Palming.
Wait a second. So you have improved your eyesight. You're capable of functioning without glasses.
Totally.
Yes, and you attribute to palming the first step of improving your eyesight, and also you attribute to palming the fact that you had mental tension and that got super relaxed.
That is the first thing that disappeared.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, Silvia. Thank you very much. So somebody was asking about the optic nerve and the nervous system, and indeed, palming is absolutely amazing, not only to relax your eyes and the muscles in your eyes, which allows you to see better, and we'll talk about this today more, but it also allows for your nervous system to calm down. And when your nervous system is relaxed, not only your eyesight, but all of your perception is better. And of course, it has other benefits as well. Okay, now I have the presentation that I was looking for. So the Wake Up Your Eyes free 4-part masterclass or video course has 4 lessons. And today we're delivering lesson 1, revolving around 5 keys to better eyesight. Yes, and today we're April 8th. This morning we released the video. It's pre-recorded, so you can watch it anytime via email. And we are offering 2 times for the same live. The first time is probably better for people who live in Europe. It's 6 p.m. London, Dublin, Lisbon, 7 p.m. Berlin, Amsterdam, Paris, Madrid, Rome. And in terms of American times, so we're talking at 10 a.m., 12 noon at 20 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And we have a second live that is probably at a better time or schedule for the Americas. We're expressing it in US times, but of course, people in other parts of the continent, North, Central, and South can also participate more easily at this time. So 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Basically, it's going to be the same. Yeah. So we offer 2, so you have the choice to come now or to come later. It's going to be the same tomorrow when we're going to deliver lesson 2, where we'll teach you 3 exercises to transform your vision in an impressive way, very quickly. Like in 5 minutes, you'll notice how you see so much better. And Lesson 3, April 10th. So that's going to be Thursday. Again, video released in the morning. You can watch it anytime because it's pre-recorded, and we will have these 2 times of the live, so you can choose whichever is more practical for you. And so lesson 3, we will talk about 15 common eye problems explained so you can find the solution to them. And in lesson 4, we're going to teach you the scientific process to see clearly again. The video will be released on Friday morning. You can watch it anytime. And because Saturday is just after, we'll give you a bit more time to catch up. If you have missed the video, if you have missed the lesson, you can catch up watching the videos. And we will do a live session, only one, because we'll do it on Saturday, which will be at 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, which is also 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Amsterdam. And that one is an open house session that we will do on Zoom. We'll show you the platform. I'll share the team with you. Anyway, you are going to have a sneak peek into our universe in a more intimate way. So I hope this is clear. And these are the times of the first live class. You can take a snapshot if you want. Well, it's the same time as we started today for all the other sessions, and for the live 2 happening today and Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, it's the alternative time to do it. Okay, but in order to participate to all of it and take advantage of all the tips and tricks and techniques and exercises we're going to teach, you need to be registered. So if you haven't registered yet, do it through ClearSightMethod.com. Team, if you can share the link for people that are showing up from social media where they can go directly. You can also click on the link that my team is going to be sending now. And if it's the first time that you see me, maybe you wonder, how is this lady, even if she has all these awards and things around that show somehow that she does things with eyesight, who is this lady talking about improving your eyesight naturally? Who is Ainhoa de Federico? So very quickly, I'm a 3 times doctor, 2 PhDs and 1 honorary doctorate. I'm a researcher and professor at the University of Toulouse, also the director of the International Center of Vision Coaching at the International University of Human Development and Leadership. I'm the creator of the ClearSight Method, which is the #1 program in the Spanish-speaking world, and in any case, a world-class program, teaching you how to see clearly again naturally without glasses or surgery. This program is based on 20 years of personal research, gathering information from multiple disciplines: ophthalmology, optometry, neurophysiology, neurosciences, epigenetics, nutrition, posture, the study of light and its effects on health and eyesight, psychology, sociology, anthropology, history, lifestyle medicine, health and habits, and of course, natural vision improvement and vision coaching. I am not the only one creating this field. There's more than 100 years of research in all these topics. I have done personal research, and I have also synthesized what I have read from research done with by other people, and I also have followed a number of trainings from other professionals. I am the co-editor and co-author of this international bestseller, A New World of Seeing, Practice and Perspectives of Natural Vision Improvement, co-edited with a couple of colleagues, and where we feature 43 authors from 16 countries. And when it was released in December, it was an international bestseller. In 11 Amazon stores, it was in the top 100, and in multiple categories, it was #1. Okay, so I'm the director of the degree of vision coaches at the International Center of Vision Coaching. And actually the people that you're seeing here with me today are either vision coaches that already have their diploma or vision coaches in training. And this degree is the only university degree of natural vision improvement professionals in the world, and it has all the recognition from the Mexican institutions of the university system. Here a picture of the first graduation. Diana was there. Esther receives her diploma, but she wasn't there in person. And Yolanda, Silvia, Damari, they're in the process of becoming vision coaches and getting their diploma as well. The ClearSight Method has received a number of awards and prizes and recognitions. So it's really a world-class program. We've had awards from the United States, from Spain, from the European Union, from Brazil, from Great Britain. Anyway, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with that, but know that it's a very recognized program. And I'm mentioning these things because you deserve to know the quality and the value that you'll get. It's because you deserve it. I'm, of course, very proud and happy to have all these awards and recognitions, but it's most important is that you know that the information you're getting is legit. Now, this being said, I didn't start being the director of a university degree and getting plenty of awards for the ClearSight method. My beginnings are a lot more humble. And the way I started was actually having vision problems myself, right? Like you, I also had vision issues and I needed to transcend them. So I'm going to tell you very quickly my own journey of vision improvement. So I have already walked the path that I'm inviting you to walk. So I was born nearsightedness with strabismus and with amblyopia. So myopia, strabismus, amblyopia, or being nearsightedness, squint, a lazy eye. Unfortunately, my grandfather being a medical doctor, very famous at his time in Spain, and him being very well connected with other specialists, he invited my parents to bring me to Dr. Medina, from professor at the University of Granada and a specialist in strabismus for children. And this doctor invited my parents to do a number of exercises and stimulation, etc. And my parents did. So between the age of 6 months old and 1 year old, my eyesight was fully 100% corrected. So by the time I was 1 year old, there was no nearsightedness, no strabismus, no amblyopia. I had perfect eyesight. I could see very well, near, far, during the day, at night. So much that my parents tend to tell me this story for every birthday. This is one of the 3 stories that they have always told me. And so in a way, the story of how I improved my eyesight became an identity story, because in the narrative of the family, this was something they always said or talked about: who I am, someone who sees very well, near, far, during the day and at night. And it was an achievement because I was born with symptoms. So I grew up with a very strong identity of being proud of my eyesight. So when about 20 years later, a little bit more, in my early 20s, one morning I woke up with blurry vision. I freaked out. I was at that time studying in the north of France, and my family lives in the north of Spain. So I was about 1,000 kilometers away. I was very young and tender, right? So I wake up, I see blurry, I see double, I freak out. I call my mom at 8 a.m. She freaked out even more than me. And she was like, don't call me to tell me things I cannot help you with, rather call an eye doctor. It's like, okay, of course, this makes sense. And because I was new to the city, I was new in France. I had been living there for about a year, but I didn't necessarily know a good specialist. Well, I just took the yellow pages. So you see how old this story is, not even internet. I took the yellow pages and I started calling one after the other, the eye doctors, ophthalmologists, optometrists, until someone would answer and pick up the phone. And so they gave me an appointment for that very same day. Then later I understood that it was not necessarily a good idea to pick the first appointment from the first person that had time that afternoon, because usually good restaurants are full, right? Anyway, so I went to that appointment that evening, and it was in a dark building. It was winter, it was cold. So by 5, it was already dark. The building itself was full of marble. It was an old building. So the feeling was also cold and dark. And it was one of those awkward interactions where you never know when you can sit down or you need to stay up, or if it's your turn to say something or not yet. So it was not very friendly, really. Anyway, the moment where the eye doctor finally made it clear that I could speak, I told him that the day before I was seeing perfectly, and then now I was seeing double and blurry. And I asked him why, because I am someone with a perfect eyesight. And I wanted to understand the cause to see what the solution was. So the question entered one ear, went out the other. He was not interested at all in finding the cause. He just put me in front of a machine with lenses that he was changing to look at numbers and letters and invited me to say when I saw the clearest. I wasn't seeing really clear at any time, really, but when the images were the sharpest possible, I said it, and then he wrote on a piece of paper that I had myopia or nearsightedness, astigmatism, and double vision. Okay, so I said, fine. So I have astigmatism and myopia and double vision, but why didn't I have it yesterday and I have it today? The question went out his ears. He wasn't interested in answering. He just wrote on a piece of paper that I should go to buy glasses and that I should wear them always. And I was really shocked, honestly. At that time, I was already getting ready to prepare a PhD. So I was very interested in science. And in science, you have the explanations of causes and effects. And you're interested in the processes and explaining how things work. So I found it extremely frustrating that this doctor wouldn't even take the time to try to understand why I had it and what could be a solution other than placing some lenses in front of my eyes. So I ripped the prescription, threw it to the trash, went home very upset and frustrated. I paid and politely left the office. And when I was home, I talked to several friends, and one of them told me that she actually had an alternative. She invited me to go see her family doctor. She said, he's not an eye doctor, not an ophthalmologist, not an optometrist, but what I can guarantee is that he will look for an understanding of the cause with you. Maybe he doesn't have the solution, but he will look for the cause. And so I took the opportunity. So the next day, I had an appointment with this family doctor, and it was still winter, but he gave me an appointment in the morning, and it happened to be a sunny day. So it was full of light and color, and his office was, again, very warm and welcome and full of color and interesting things to see. And he was very kind, immediately made contact with me. And when I told him that 2 days before I was seeing perfectly and now I was seeing double and blurry, he listened very carefully. And then he took about 10, 15 minutes to examine me. Mm-hmm. And after he finished examining me, he told me, young lady, what you have is sinusitis. Okay, and because the sinuses are inflamed, they're making pressure around the eyeballs. And when the eyeball is under pressure, that's what creates refractive errors. So if we correct the sinusitis, which basically you need antibiotics for 7 days. If after 7 days of taking the antibiotics, you still have eyesight issues, come back and we'll see if we need to do something else. But if it's gone, it's gone. And I took the antibiotics and I never needed to go back to the doctor again. Now, this may be a surprising story for you, and maybe you're thinking, well, you're lucky because you only had sinusitis. But I remember having thought, how many people may there be out there that for some reason, and the reasons may be varied, they accumulated tension around the eyeballs. The eyeballs were under pressure, compressed, and that's what creates the eyesight, the refractive error. Nearsightedness, farsightedness, the need for reading glasses, astigmatism, or myopia, hyperopia, right? Presbyopia, and astigmatism. But if those people were not given the chance to relax the eyes and decompress the eyes and remove the tension from the eyes, and they gave them glasses like the first doctor wanted to give me, maybe they're still wearing glasses today when they could have solved it in the first place. Yeah. So this is something that I thought about, but at that time in my life, I was on other projects, so I didn't pursue the project that I do now, helping people see clearly naturally. But you get the point. Probably at the time when your symptoms started, there was some reason for tension or stress that got accumulated around your eyes, and that it created the eyesight symptom. And when you wear glasses, actually, the symptom chronifies. Let me give you an example. So let's say this is your eyeball. Okay, of course, this is a oops. Okay, things that happen live, but don't worry. I have another one. I hope that they don't all break. Okay, this doesn't look exactly like an eye, but I suppose you get the picture. So if your eyeball is relaxed, it has the normal shape, yeah, and then you can see well. But if there's pressure around the eyeball, it's changing the shape. The eyeball is malleable like a balloon. So probably at the time your eyesight symptoms started, there was some tension. And the thing is that when you start seeing blurry and you go to the doctor and the doctor gives you glasses, yeah, now this eye, in order to see clearly through the glasses, it has to keep the tension. And so the glasses make the tension chronify, chronicle tension. Whereas if you do something to relax the eye muscles, you can let go of the symptom. So this is very important, and this is the reason why in lesson number 1, we teach you palming, because with palming, you can relax whatever tensions there may be around the eyeballs. Okay, so with this time, the second time I had eyesight problems, I understood, I learned that tension creates eye symptoms. I learned a second time that I could release the eyesight symptoms, this time with antibiotics, so at the chemical level. The first time it was with exercises. And so again, for about a decade, I had an excellent eyesight, yes? And then the third time that I had eyesight issues, it was in 2007. At the time, I had finished my first, 2 PhDs. I was a tenured professor at the University of Sciences in Lille, in the north of France, and I was a guest researcher at the Autonomous University of Barcelona in Spain. I was about to publish a special issue for an international journal, academic journal, scientific journal. And so when you do that, you need to read a lot of papers and review them and evaluate them and send them to other evaluators. And because I had a lot of reading to do, I would print the papers on like 2 pages in one sheet, right? With smaller print so I could read faster and do my job faster. And I realized that I couldn't read the small print. And then when I was in the subway in Barcelona, I could also not see the names of the stops. So I realized that I had issues seeing near and seeing far. But by then, in my early 30s, I had 2 previous experiences of having improved my eyesight without surgeries or without the need of glasses or contacts. So I set myself a 3rd time to improve my eyesight naturally without glasses, surgeries, or contacts. So, of course, I needed a visit to the eye doctor to know what the symptoms were, what the names of the symptoms were. But by then, I had been involved with research and study and training of how symptoms that appear in your body are the reflection of tensions in your consciousness or emotions that you haven't fully handled. Yeah. And I wanted to experiment with this paradigm. I had healed from back problems and allergies and things like that. And I thought, okay, I know that eyesight can be improved. How about I apply this model, this method to improving my eyesight now, where I have symptoms for the 3rd time in my life. So I went to an eye doctor with the idea to learn the name of the symptoms I had at the time, so that I could do my inner work, release the tension in my consciousness, and see if I was capable of seeing clearly again only by doing that. And so when I went to the ophthalmologist, a lady, this case, in the north of France, she told me that I had developed presbyopia, and I was in my early 30s, the need for reading glasses. It was very strange, and astigmatism again. And she did prescribe me to wear glasses every day, forever. And I gave myself 2 months to solve it, working on my emotions and my consciousness. And if after 2 months I hadn't succeeded, then I would wear or would buy the glasses. Well, the news are that within 2 months, of working with myself, not doing any exercise, not changing anything in my nutrition or taking any pills for any medicines or anything, just working on my consciousness, on my life plan, on my emotions, the presbyopia and the astigmatism disappeared. So in lesson number 3, I will tell you about these emotional aspects behind eyesight. But so in my early 30s, I realized that I could see clearly again. So by then I had done it 3 times in 3 different ways. And one of the messages my eyes were telling me is, you are bored with your current life. This is not your path. So I thought, okay, I have succeeded in improving my eyesight 3 times from different symptoms with different approaches. And I'm very interested and passionate about helping others improve their health and their well-being. So how about I devote myself to this? And so this was actually part of the solution for me, changing my project. And that gave me clarity. And since then, I've never looked back. I've never had eyesight symptoms diagnosed ever again. My eyesight has been excellent since then. And I have helped, I was happy to say hundreds, and then thousands, and then tens of thousands, and then hundreds of thousands. And by now, I have helped millions of people all over the world to improve their eyesight naturally. So you see, it started with me trying to help myself and discovering that there were different ways to do it. So personally, I improved at the physical level with exercises, at the chemical level with antibiotics, but you can do so with nutrition as well and detox, and at the emotional level. And I became curious, maybe there are more levels than those 3. And I discovered that there was research on a number more of levels. We will talk about all those levels in lesson number 4. I have discovered 6 levels of vision improvement. And in lesson number 4, this Friday, I will teach them to you. Have I ever worn glasses? No. These glasses I have, somebody gave them to me so I can use them for my classes, but I have never worn reading glasses or prescription glasses of any kind. And I have a very small nose. So when my mother would offer me to wear sunglasses, I always found them very uncomfortable and they fell off my face. So I don't wear sunglasses either. We'll talk about sunglasses, by the way, in lesson number 2. Okay, so no, I have never worn glasses. I have never had surgeries in my eyes. I have never worn contacts. I have never used drops. And I have always gone back to a great eyesight naturally with the techniques that I'm going to teach to you this week. And for those who want to go further and want to be part of the advanced program, also in the coming weeks as well. Okay, so that's in a nutshell my own story. Voila. And I would love to say that I invented the wheel and the black thread, but it's not the case. I found solutions for myself, and doing research, I realized that there was a lot of others that had worked on natural vision improvement before I even was born. And so today we're going to talk again about the secret of natural vision improvement, the principles, the basic ideas, some of the basic ideas, and I'm going to teach you some of the tips, tools, exercises that you can apply to your eyes, daily life, to improve your eyesight naturally. Yeah? Okay, so first let's talk about focusing. And I have some models here. So this is a standard anatomical model of an eyeball, yeah? And it's 6 times bigger than an actual eye. This is the right eye. You can tell by how the optic nerve is placed. Yeah, and it's going to show us how the eye functions for focusing. Yeah, so light is bouncing on objects. The light from the sun bounces on objects, and depending of how the rays are going. So some of us are bouncing towards our eyes, right? And we have a number of transparent structures in the eyes that allow for the light to go through. So first the light goes through the cornea, which is actually the most powerful lens that we have in the body. It's 38 to 42 diopters of strength, of power, yeah? Diopters are actually a measure of the power of a lens to change the direction of light. Okay, and then there's the aqueous humor, the light goes through it. And then we have the iris, which is the colored part of the eyes, right? Blue eyes, green eyes, black or brown eyes. And in the middle of the iris, which is a sphincter, it's a muscle, there's the pupil. And the pupil, we see it black, but actually it's just a hole, right? It's black because there's no light behind. So the light goes through the pupil. The pupil will become smaller when there's a lot of light and wider when there's little light to stimulate more areas of the retina so that we can see better. And then the light goes into the crystalline. The crystalline is this natural lens, the second lens, not as powerful as the cornea. And the crystalline can change shapes thanks to the ciliary muscles that are on the sides. The crystalline will bulge up to create a magnifying glass effect when we want to see near, and will become more flat when we're looking far away and we don't need that effect. So the ciliary muscles get tense to make the lens bulge up, which means that seeing near requires effort from those muscles, and the ciliary muscles relax to make the crystalline flat to see far away. Okay, after the crystalline, the light goes through the vitreous humor, which is like, you know, the liquid soap that we put in the shower or the shampoo. It's kind of that consistency, like a bit like jelly. And behind we have the retina, which is this orange tissue where all the photosensitive cells are. And we have the fovea, the macula and the fovea, which has the highest precision for focusing, visual acuity, and then all the information is gathered in the optic nerve, and then it goes to the brain, where actually what we see is interpreted. And actually, the brain is the main organ of eyesight and vision. The brain does 80 to 90% of the work for us to see. This being said, of course, the eyes are very important, and we're going to talk about focusing in the eye. So now you've seen the structure, the general structure and parts of the eye. And now the interesting thing is that things are at different distances, and we need to focus them to see them clearly, regardless of the distance that things are, right? So we've already talked about the role of the crystalline with the ciliary muscles, right? The bulging up, magnifying lens effect. But there's another focusing mechanism that is as important or more important than the crystalline. And let me give you an example. If you have ever seen a presentation projected, a PowerPoint projected on a screen, for example, there's two things that you need to do for that image or that film or that presentation to be seen sharp. Yes, the projector does have a little wheel to change the lens and put it forward or like closer or further away to make the image sharp. But you can move the lens as much as you want. If your projector is not at the right distance compared to the wall or the screen, the image will be blurry just the same. So the first thing you need to do is place the projector further or closer to the wall or the screen, and then you can move the little wheel to make the image sharp. Does it make sense what I'm saying? It makes sense? Okay, so in the eye, you also have those two mechanisms. And what is the mechanism that allows for the equivalent of putting the projector closer or further away to the screen? Well, it's the participation of these extraocular muscles, the recti muscles. You have like up and down, and on both sides you have recti muscles, and you have oblique muscles. You see one here and one here. Okay, I'm going to show it in this other one. So you see the 4 recti muscles on up, down, and to the sides, and the oblique muscles here and here, are going around the eyeball. And they have an effect on the shape of the eyeball. So if we want to see something near, the oblique muscles get tense, and we have a longer eye, which creates like a zoom effect. Yeah. And when we want to see far away, the oblique muscles relax and the recti muscles tense. So we create another kind of wide view effect, and we can see far away. Yes, the idea is understood. Actually, when these muscles change the shape of the eyeball, At the same time, they're also changing the shape of the cornea. And we have said that this is an even more powerful lens than the crystalline. Now, this is very interesting to understand how focusing works. But now you may be wondering, okay, so, but what does this have to do with me, with my eyesight problems? Well, what is a nearsighted eye? A myopic eye is an eye that is too long. So the people who have nearsightedness or myopia, they see well near. But what does this mean? And they don't see well far away. It means that their oblique muscles are constantly tense, and they don't allow for the eyeball to go back to the neutral position. And how about hyperopia or farsightedness? Well, it's the recti muscles that are tense and are keeping the eye in the let's look far position all the time. And when they're set to look far, they cannot see near. They don't allow the eye to go back to the normal position. And what's astigmatism? Well, astigmatism is irregular tensions in the recti muscles that make the shape of the eye and the cornea irregular, so we see lines distorted. And how about presbyopia, the need for reading glasses? With presbyopia comes because of tension in the ciliary muscles that don't allow for the crystalline to make the magnifying effect anymore. So basically, behind these four most common eyesight issues that are the refractive errors, nearsightedness or myopia, hyperopia or farsightedness, astigmatism, and the need for reading glasses, they are all basically due to tension in the muscles of the eyes. So if the cause of these refractive errors is tension in the muscles, what is the solution? Relaxing the muscles. Allowing for the muscles to move so that we can focus at different distances. And if the muscles are relaxed, then the focusing happens spontaneously. Does this make sense? I would like to see in the chat what how this is making sense, how this is landing for you. And now understand that if you have tension in the muscles of the eyes that allow for focusing, and now you put glasses, you chronify the tensions in the muscles required to see clearly with those glasses. Okay, let's say that you start having eyesight issues. So there's this degree of tension, right? When you go to the eye doctor and he tells you, you have so many diopters or this and that, and now you have to buy glasses. So you go to the shop with a prescription, yes, and you order glasses for this degree of tension, yeah? And in the shop, in the optics, they tell you, come back in 2 weeks because we need to make those glasses on purpose to your eyesight symptoms. So 2 weeks later, you're still in tension because otherwise you would see clearly, but maybe the tension is different. And you go to pick up those glasses, you put them on, and you're like, I cannot see with these glasses. Are you sure that they're for me? And what do they tell you in the shop? They tell you, oh, now your eyes have to get used to the glasses. How come? Those glasses were done for my eyes. Would you accept if you go to have shoes crafted on purpose, intentionally, for the specific measures of your feet, would you accept 2 weeks later that you cannot even wear the shoes because they hurt everywhere and you cannot walk? No. How come we accept it for the glasses? And also, if they tell you now your eyes need to get used to the glasses, then they're telling you that your eyes can get used to something, meaning your eyes can change, your eyes can learn. Then how about getting your eyes used to seeing clearly by themselves? Anyway, so you go to the shop and they tell you now your eyes have to get used to the glasses. Okay, and you're okay, you accept that. You put the glasses on the eyes, and now you need to get back to this degree of tension you had in the beginning so that you can see clearly through those glasses. And you need to keep being this tense the rest of your life so you can see clearly through those glasses. You understand? It's tiring too. You understand why I'm saying that actually the glasses chronify the tension and they make it permanent, and they actually, and this is found by Antonio Medina, who is a researcher at the MIT, that people who wear glasses, actually their eyesight declines faster than people who don't. And voila, I have just shown you very quickly and graphically the mechanism and why. Yeah. So if you want to improve your eyesight naturally, one of the first things that you need to do, and the first decisions you need to take, is to wear your glasses as little as reasonably possible. And I stress the reasonably, because safety first. If you're going to drive your car and you need your glasses for driving, please wear them. We don't want you to have an accident or anybody else to get hurt. You're going to be using dangerous tools, or you need to fill a spreadsheet or do something that's very specific, wear the glasses for that, for your safety and to be functional. But the rest of the time, maybe you don't need to be wearing the glasses all the time. And the more you leave the glasses away, the more you create the space for your eyes and the muscles to relax again. Do any of you who are behind with me want to make a comment on what I just said? Esther, Damari, Diana? Okay. Okay, Diana, the fastest.
Oh, yeah, I was listening to you, and you know, I want to show you this. This is what my eyes have been getting used to throughout my lifetime. And I have many more of this. I would love this to be a bunch of roses, but well, they have been useful, very useful for me, for my eyes, but that's it, because they have different prescriptions. So my eyes have been getting used to.
You have a whole budget in glasses there. My goodness. I mean, can you show them again? That's like at least half a dozen of various glasses, and some of them quite thick.
Yeah.
And you're
many more. And some of them are in my parents' house. I don't know, but because I began at 8 years old, so imagine. And well, and my eyes were all this time getting used to these things, these glasses. They were wonderful for a time, but my eyes also get used to palming, relaxing, improving. So I remember the first time I did palming, and my eyes got wet. It was wonderful, and when I put my hands out of my eyes and I opened them, I said, "Wow, this works." Because of course I doubted at the very beginning when I knew about natural vision, and I said, "What is this? If I have worn glasses for 45 years, and now this is working." And what is working? This, relaxing, because we change. We are not all the same every day of our lives. We get up, sometimes we are very good, we are shining, and some days we are like this, and our eyes too. So this is the way, the journey that you are here beginning with natural vision improvement. So as your eyes get used to this
relaxing and seeing, and seeing
relaxing and enjoying. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. So talking about attention and relaxation. So we said the eyes need the muscles in the eyes need to be relaxed in order to do the movements they need to do, so that we can focus near and focus far. And if this is a strange idea for you, I'm going to ask you to do a little experiment. It's a little experiment of tension or relaxation with your arms. Okay, I know you don't see with your arms, but it's just to make a point about a relaxation of the muscles and movement. Okay, so you can make tension, like tense, your fingers, your fists, your arms, make tension in them, tense. And when they're tense, try to open your hands. Try to move your arm. You cannot. But if you relax them, then you can move your fingers and your arms. So when there's too much tension accumulated in the muscles around the eyes cannot move the way they need to move to focus clearly. So now we have two principles for natural vision improvement. The first is relaxation, because relaxation allows for it. And the second one is movement, because for the eyes to move and look at different things, that allows you to see, that allows you to focusing. There's more principles. Another one is looking at details, paying attention to details. We'll talk about this more in lesson number 2. But in any case, you need to relax your eyes and you need to move your eyes, okay? So this is why we taught you palming in the first lesson, because palming is the queen technique of relaxation for the eyes. Okay, I'm seeing Esther yawning very much, and actually yawning, you don't see her, but I do. Yawning is also very good for your eyes and for your brain, because every time you yawn, there's a lot more oxygen going in. You can also stretch and yawn and sigh, and actually we're going to talk about this a little bit more later, so feel free, Esther, in the backstage to do that. So palming is the queen technique of natural vision improvement. We did explain how to do palming in the video, and you'll probably get more details there on the how to do it. But I also want to review it quickly and to answer questions that we've been getting about palming, okay? So it's a technique to relax your eyes. You can shake your hands. It's called palming because it's done with the palm of your eyes. So you can shake your hands to make them relax. You can also rub them to make them warm. Yes. And then it's good that your elbows have a surface or a cushion, something that they can rest on. I'm seeing Diana showing it, the cushions. Wow. Yes, you're putting plenty of cushions. That's great. You could use also your knees leaning forward if you don't have glaucoma or high myopia. Most of us. If you have glaucoma or high myopia, you want to keep your head straight, yeah? So you put the cushions, you make like a platform with your hands. You're going to put the fingers of one hand on top of the other, and you're going to make your hands like a little spoon, yeah? And you're actually going to cup your eyes with your fingers on the forehead, and the palms in front of your closed eyes. So the technique is not called fingering, it's called palming, yeah? So I see people putting the fingers on the eyes. No, that's not it. You put the palms, the fingers go on the third eye if you want, on your forehead, yes? And you close your eyes. What you're trying to achieve with palming are two things. To create darkness, so you want to have your eyes closed, and to create warmth, heat. Yeah, do it like that. Very good. And so when you create warmth and heat, yeah, the muscles tend to relax in the heat. Also, your hands have energy, and that's good for your retina and for your optic nerve, etc. So palming is a lot better than just being in a dark room or using a piece of cloth or a blindfold or something like that. Palming is really the thing. Yeah, and with your elbows resting on a cushion, you can just let your head rest gently on your closed eyes, on the palms of your hand. And you can practice palming as long as it feels comfortable. Yeah? Of course, you are not wearing glasses when you're palming, right? This doesn't work. Yeah. And also, you're not wearing contacts when you're palming. Yeah, you do the palming with your naked eyes. Yes? Okay. And you can stay as long as it feels comfortable. Even if you practice palming for 1 minute at a time, you will notice the difference. You can do the palming as long as it feels comfortable, and maybe at some point in the day, you can do it for 10 minutes, and another time you can do it for 2 minutes, and another time you can do it for 20 minutes, another time you can do it for 7 minutes. Whatever the amount of palming you do is going to be good for you. Just one warning, if you have glaucoma or high intraocular pressure, don't do the palming more than 5 minutes at a time. That is, you can do 5 minutes now, 5 minutes in an hour, 5 minutes in 3 hours, 5 minutes in the evening. You can palm inside or outside. Absolutely. Yes. Tomorrow we're going to teach you another technique if you're going outside that you can combine with palming, but I'm not going to go ahead for now. So tomorrow we'll talk about it. Yeah. Okay. So anything that you would like to add on the palming? Then I'm going to go on to questions?
That you can make pauses even when you are in front of the computer. You can just pause 1 or 2 minutes. You take, well, this, or even your elbows on the knees if you can, and just 1 minute like this will provide you relaxation, because we are all the time in front of the computers. Then we'll talk about the another ways of palming. Yes. Where you can relax.
So
But that's another thing.
If you are sharing an office and you feel self-conscious about palming at your desk, if you're at home, probably you can palm anytime. But if you're in the office and you feel self-conscious about doing it at your desk, and maybe your colleagues are going to ask you questions about it, are you okay? What's going on? Well, one thing you could do is teach them palming. They can do it too. But anyway, you have another strategy, and that is you can palm when you go to the toilet. Because I'm sure there's a toilet somewhere near anywhere where you are, and you can sit on the top of it, where you can have the lid closed. Yeah, and you put the elbows on your knees or on your thighs, and you can do the palming there for a few minutes, and then go back to your desk, go back to your office. So there's no reason not to practice palming. You can practice palming at home. You can practice palming at your work. You can practice palming first thing in the morning. And then you give your eyes a fresh start. You can practice palming last thing at night. When you practice palming just before sleeping, you're giving your nervous system the best caress it could have to get ready to sleep. And then your eyes are relaxed just before the number of hours of sleep. And so that relaxation will last even longer. So if you're just going to palm once a day, do it before going to sleep. That's the most optimal moment to palm. But best is to palm several times a day if you can. Diana, would you like to support me with questions that we get very often about palming? First, it's done without glasses or contact. The maximal benefit is when you don't have anything, with your naked eyes. Yes? Yeah. The position, you can of course do it sitting like we shared. You can also do it in bed. Can you explain how to do it when you're in bed? And then I go to look for a chair to share another position. Go ahead.
Okay. When you are laying down in bed, you can put, I hope you can see it well because the image is kind of smaller now, my image, but you can put a pillow here when you are lying in bed, and you can put your elbows and you are lying. So you just put the same way as you do it straight up straight. You can do it laying down like this some minutes before sleeping, because you know what? The eyes don't relax when we are sleeping. Even though we are with our eyes closed, they don't relax because they are moving. We are dreaming. In dreams, we move our eyes. So it's quite so. This is so nice. Or even if you are resting, I don't know, taking a short nap, and you want to do this, yeah, that's wonderful too.
So the cushion on your chest is so that the elbows don't tend to fall to the desk. Yeah. So, and another possibility you have is that you can put a belt around your elbow, keep them, one of those yoga straps or something like that to keep them like this, to make the position comfortable. Now, there's another way in which you can do palming with the chair, and that is you turn the chair around, yes, and this way you can put the elbows on the chair, and then it gives you support, and that's also a nice way to do it. You can do it, of course, in front of a table. You can do it, as we said, in the toilet, and then in that case, you put the elbows on your thighs or your knees, and that way it works. So there's many ways that you can do palming. Yeah, sitting, laying at the table, at the toilet, in the thinker's position. Okay. Now, is the palming done with open or closed eyes, Diana? This is the question we get all the time.
Yes. You close your eyes when palming. What you can do is to check, for example, if you're preparing for the palming, you do this, and you can, when you close your eyes, when you put your hands like this, you can open your eyes just to check if there's some light coming in between your fingers. And when you check that everything is as darker as possible, then you close your eyes and
Yes.
you begin palming, okay? But please close your eyes. It's the best.
Okay, so I have a question from Tanya. I have always cold hands. Is it still recommended to do palming, or should I use something warm? So two things. Oh, Yolanda is doing fitness at the same time. That's very good. So you can rub your hands and that will make them warm. Another possibility is that you open the hot water of the faucet, the tap in your bathroom, and you put the hot water on your wrist. It will warm up your hands very quickly. So that's going to be good for your circulation. It's going to be good for the warmth of your hands. You can, again, rub them. But palming is better than other things. You can also use compresses, but really palming has been shown with research is more effective than blindfolds or compresses. Yes? Try this way I'm telling you and see for yourself. Okay, so palming is for resting your eyes. So you're not going to be clapping or pressuring or stretching or moving your arms. It's a relaxation technique, right? Okay, and you want to do it with deep and ample breathing. Yes, breathing itself is very relaxing for the nervous system, and the eyes and the brain are using up 25% of the oxygen. So the better we breathe, the more the eyes and the brain can be relaxed. And as we said, being in the dark, using a blindfold actually does have some advantages for because if we sleep in the dark, it's better for our eyes, but they're not the equivalent to palming. Palming is much, much better. So for people who wear daily lenses or contacts, maybe you can do palming, yes, indeed, before going to bed at night. And in the morning before you put the contacts on. Now, if you're on a path of natural vision improvement, it's better if you will wear glasses so that you can remove them more easily. Anyway, it's a choice. If you want to learn how to improve your eyesight, then it's better not to have the compensating lenses in front of your eyes, whether they're glasses or contacts all the time. But again, it's a choice. And even if you choose to keep your contacts, do palming before going to bed and do palming in the morning before putting them on. So, and how long do we do the palming, Diana?
Well, as long as we feel comfortable with, except, as we said before, people with glaucoma, just 5 minutes at a time. You can do it 5 times in the morning, then at midday, but only 5 minutes, okay? So
Yes.
we want the pupil to be so dilated for so long.
And with high myopia or retinal detachments or vitreous detachment or glaucoma, your position needs to be straight. So those are the only little details that you need to take into account for palming. Now, Esther, would you like to answer these questions with me? Okay, to change a little bit. So, because we also get these questions a lot. How many days should I do palming? How many days in my life should I do palming?
I speak.
People are asking this. So if you want, I can go with it. So if palming is something that is good for you, will you only do it one day? Do you drink water only one day once you learn that water is good for you? Do you brush your teeth only one day once you learn that brushing your teeth is good for you? So, or put cream or take a shower? How many days in your life do you want to be doing palming, Esther?
As much as you can, because I think this is the most available tool in natural vision, because you have your hands always, you have your body always, and you only need your body and your hands, because the next one, sunning, you need to be outside, you need sun, maybe you need something else. But for doing palming, you only need your only hands, your body, and your eyes, anything else. And I wanted to add something like a tip. because I used to do palming when I go to my yoga class. At the end, when we have savasana,
Mhm.
I used to put my pillow on my chest, and I do savasana with palming. So it's very relaxing because I am maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes with this in this position, savasana, and only palming, relaxing. And I wonder if maybe this position it would be good for people with glaucoma because they are lying on the floor and there are no contraindications maybe. So
Mhm.
this position, or if there are people here that practice yoga, I invite them to try palming at the end of the class because it's very good to do it, and
It's
you
a
have
very,
time for you and for your eyes, and you are relaxing all your body and your eyes.
it's a great, great tip. Thank you very much, Esther. And Digna, Esther, Silvia, Damari, Yolanda, probably I'll get you back also to talk about your improvements, also the experiences you've had. I just want to finish answering these common questions with Diana,
Yeah.
and we'll get back to that. So, how many times a day? So, as many as suitable. If you can do it once, okay, better than not doing it. If you can do it 2, 3 times, sprinkled in the day, it's great. Before sleeping, it's amazing because it relaxes your mind, body, and your sleep. And when you end the palming, you can also do some blinking to get your eyes used to light again. We will actually guide this experience at some point in time. But anyway, it's very easy. And the sensations that you have when you do palming is relaxation of the eyes. They also become moist, more humid. Mhm. Sometimes you may feel that your eyes are like stretching or that your eyes are more open. Some people, when they do palming, when they start doing palming, and they didn't realize how much tension they had in their eyes, there can be unusual sensations of actually tension. The tension was already there, but you're just becoming aware of it, and it's becoming noticeable as it is released. Some people, when they start doing palming, they get headaches or nausea. And actually, even though these are uncomfortable, they're a sign that your eyes are improving because the reflex part of the eyes is the stomach, and the muscles in the eyes that allow for focusing are connected through other muscle groups, through the connective tissues and the fascias. So when you relax your eyes, other parts of your body get to relax and you get to release tension that was stored there. So sometimes it's a bit uncomfortable, but it is a sign of improvement. Of course, you can add music, scents, meditation, affirmations to the palming. The idea is to make it relaxing. Yeah. And the question that everybody asks, because when it's about health, a lot of us fall in the category of particularism or exceptionalism. And we tend to be like, yeah, this sounds very interesting, but will it work for me? Because I'm special and different and specific, and my symptom is different. Palming is good for the eyes, thus, palming is good for any kind of symptom you may have. And it works, of course, at any age. You may do it if you're in your 90s, in your 80s, in your 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, etc. And for your kids, you can teach them how to do it. Or if they're very little, you can sit them on your lap and do it for them. Like, okay, this is not a kid, but you get the picture, right? You can cover the eyes. This is a bit improvised today. So you can cover the eyes of your little kid, yeah, as the kid is sitting on you. And I see
I
some
love
of you.
it. I love it.
Next time I will bring one of my, how do you call that? The stuffed animals I have at home. I have a stuffed sloth. It looks a little bit more than like a kid. But anyway, you're smart, so you get the
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Well, one important thing is That's why we insist on relaxation and that. That's why we talked about the cushion where you can put your elbows, because you need to be relaxed. Pay attention. Don't do it automatically. Like, okay, I'm going to do palming, and you pay attention to the posture, because if your elbows, if your arms are tense, your neck will be tense, and well, we are usually tensed in those areas every day in this everyday life. But try to be comfortable, okay, and relax.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so Silvia, Yolanda talked already a little bit. Digna hasn't talked yet. Esther hasn't shared her journey, and Damari probably is a bit frustrated because she was raising her hand several times, and I didn't give her yet the opportunity to talk. And now we see her screen on gray. Anyway, if you still have a little bit more time, all of you, we want to give you more information about how to take care of your eyes. I see Yolanda, you want to share something?
Yes, thank you. I know what I would like to say is that besides other symptoms that I had until now, I had dry eye. I was depending on eye drops morning, midday, evening, and palming helped me. I don't use any drops anymore. So that's one of the things that I first resolved with my eyes.
And I'm
besides
so
relaxing.
happy. I'm so happy you mentioned this, Yolanda, because it links amazingly with what I'm going to tell next. So we were saying that palming is useful for any symptom because it's part of what the eyes need. And the eyes need, okay, Maria is saying, it's obvious to me that all of you are Spanish-speaking people. Yes, and we're doing the effort to teach this in English, indeed. And we are going to do this in Spanish in 2 weeks. So for Spanish-speaking people, yeah, you can hear the whole thing in Spanish in 2 weeks. So the eyes need to be better relaxation, and palming provides that. Movement, and we're going to talk about more on movement in another lesson. They need to pay attention to details or central fixation, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. The eyes need stimuli. To see, you need to be interested by what you're looking at, and you need to be curious. So the question is, what do you find beautiful? What makes you curious? The eyes need contrast and light. We'll talk more about this in lesson 2. They need good nutrition and detox. Somebody was asking about this. We'll talk about that at some point too. They need hydration. The eyes need to be moist. Yeah, Yolanda was saying palming helps for the dry eye to go away. And what other things help to get the eyes moist? We were talking about it: yawning, stretching, sighing, moaning. This helps the eyes. I'm seeing Esther also. That gets the eyes moist immediately. And the eyes need oxygen. So the breathing is also very good for the eyes. A good deep breathing, and yawning also brings a lot of oxygen inside. Okay, so I promised 5 keys, tips, and exercises. And actually, we've intertwined many of those already in what we've been talking about, but let's make them explicit. Blinking. Blinking is very good for your eyes. Every time you blink, you're stimulating the production of the tears. So that's also good for those who have dry eye. Every time you blink, the muscles that do the focusing are relaxing too. You're cleaning the eye. You're removing whatever dust is there. You're creating also a layer of tear in front of the cornea. So it was irregular. It's making it more perfectly sharp for seeing. Every time you blink, there's an instant of darkness. And in the darkness, not only the eyes relax, that's why we do palming, but also we produce the proteins called opsins that allow us to see in colors and to see contrast. So blinking has a lot of good benefits. And guess what? When you're looking at the screen, you tend to stare and you forget to blink. Yeah. So you need to put a post-it note on your computer that says blink, and every time you see it, you remember to do some blinking. Yeah. When you start blinking more often, the eyes get used to blinking more. When we talk to people, people blink, so we blink, but the computer doesn't blink, right? When we wear glasses, glasses tend to inhibit blinking too. So this is another reason to use them as little as reasonably possible. Now, I would like for you to do an experiment about blinking, but first I'm going to answer a question because I'm seeing that it's coming back again and again. Several people are asking, what are the positions of palming for high myopia, and what's the meaning of high myopia? So first, if you have high myopia, probably you know, you want to keep your body straight. So put the cushions on the table, to do the palming like this. Don't do it with the head going forward. And what is high myopia? I think Digna Lucia can explain this to us very well, because she went from having 18 diopters of myopia to 4 diopters of myopia. You are muted, Digna. I need you to put your microphone on. Well, if you are here today, I understand that you wanted to share, right? Digna, you want to say a few words? Well,
Yes.
Is it true what I'm saying? What I'm saying,
Yes,
is it
that's
true?
true. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna show you my glasses, okay?
Yeah.
You will see it. Is that one, but that one, it was so strong. You see?
Oh my God. Like that's like the you show it to the camera because we're not seeing it. You're showing it to the side there.
Yeah.
So like
Can you
that's
see?
like a glass or a bottle. They're very, very big. Yes.
Yeah, like that.
Yes. Yes, from 18 diopters to 4 diopters.
Yeah,
Yes.
now, yeah. So it's like for during that time, when I was little girl, I didn't know I have myopia. I didn't know. I just find out when I had 25 years old. I recognize when they explain to me what is does mean myopia, and then I go astigmatism because they go together when they go high myopia. They say your eyeball is like a egg. I couldn't see properly. I was thinking, okay, that's fine, but yeah, like that, yeah. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do for that? And they say to me, nothing. Nothing. The doctor said to me, when I'm going to have 40 years old, I'm gonna be completely blindness.
My goodness. Okay. And you're past
That
that
one,
age.
that one, it was stuck in my mind. Since
Mhm.
when the doctor tell me that, it was stuck in my mind. I couldn't sleep. I was waiting when I'm gonna turn on 40 years. But it really, when I turned 40, 45, I just turned blind in person. It was a true. But I was inside of me, my conscious, since when I was little, one day when I'm going to be like 45, I'm gonna see clearly. But I don't know how. The main point, it was I don't know how I'm gonna see it. But that's the time I just see your program, Ainhoa. And then I say, well, I get it. But what I did first, it was relaxing. Just in my conscious was saying as much I can.
We're losing your
Pain.
sound. There, it's back.
Yeah. As much I can, when I hear the first lesson you teaching us, it was relaxing. That was my clue.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
and then my conscious always was have peace and peace and peace. And then I done palmy, standing and laughing outside with my dog. That one, it was that.
Okay.
I'm always happy. I was happy. I'm always very happy now. So I go now only 4. That mean in my mind is nothing. But because when you feel it, when you want it, you get it.
Absolutely.
otherwise, if you don't believe you felt it, you're not gonna get it, because the first time you don't convince by yourself. That's the main point. If you convince inside in your conscious, it's amazing. You get it straight away, but you have to focus what you want to. How do you want to be in every day? And another thing, what I did is celebrate. Every day I was celebrate for myself. And in the field with my dog, I just took the balls, I just played with him. And then it was last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to the optician, say, oh, I can see the difference. My vision, my sight vision, it was amazing. I was thinking, let's see. And then I make the appointment. And then when I found out, I was crying. You know why? Because how can be very now it's like I'm so happy and so amazing inside of me. So, like I said, if you wanted something, if you want to achieve your goal, whatever you want to do, just go for it.
Yay, well said, Digna, and congratulations. There's a lot of people that are super inspired by your achievement and the faith that you had in your improvement. Yeah, they're cheering for you. And what's interesting is that if Digna could do it, you can do it too. Yes? When one person can do, someone else can do with the same information and the same motivation and the same application. So Digna mentioned palming as being something very, very important. And we talked
Yeah, palming and sunning. The most of sun are doing, okay.
Wait. So palming, very, very important that we're teaching and talking about palming today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about sunning. Digna mentioned sunning also. It's going to come in lesson number 2, what to do and how to do it. And she also mentioned happiness, and we're going to talk about emotions and the importance of emotions in lesson number 3, the day after tomorrow. So you want to come tomorrow and you want to come the day after tomorrow. Now, they're asking how long it took you to go from 18 diopters to 4 diopters. Maybe you can tell us that. And we finished it with that because I have to explain more things too. Yes.
How I can take down that like 18 to 4?
Yes.
Because it's like, if you want it, like I said, I don't know how I did, but it was inside of me. I want it.
We got that.
Want it.
But
yeah,
how?
I want it. This like you conscious is telling you every day for me to say I want reduce completely, because my goal, it was like it's gonna be the course is gonna be ended very soon, but inside of me I am always say inside my head, in my body, in my all conscious, say I want it.
Digna,
The more important, okay.
we got that. You already said that. I'm going to ask you in Spanish. ¿Cuánto tiempo te llevó? ¿Cuántas semanas? ¿Cuántos meses? How many days? How many weeks? ¿Cuánto? No cómo. ¿Cuánto tiempo te llevó? How long?
Since when I start from the course, how many is gonna be? 7 months, 8 months, 9 months?
Okay.
Yeah, 9 months.
You need to understand that Digna is participating in our bigger or higher program, which is the program to become a professional of natural vision improvement. So she's following the vision coach diploma. Yeah. So this training lasts a year and a half because we're training professionals to teach others how to improve their eyesight naturally. For people that want to just improve their own eyesight, our basic program is 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Yeah. So Digna has been working more in depth, but you understand that she was coming from 18 diopters. So she's been working on that for 8 months. So it took her 8 months to go from 18 diopters to 4 diopters. Now, you may think that 8 months is a long time. Again, we're talking about a bigger symptom, but consider how many years were necessary of bad habits for your eyesight to go bad. And it's going to be much faster to reverse that. Okay, the time is running. So Digna, thank you so much for coming and sharing your very inspiring story. I need to move forward with the content to make sure that we cover what is planned for today's live, right? So we were talking about blinking, and I explained to you how important blinking is. And I want to, for you to do an exercise, a practice. Where did I put my phone? Let me get my phone. Let me explain the practice, and then I'll go get my phone to keep track of the time. So I'm telling you how important blinking is, and also blinking is extremely important for your eyes to be relaxed. If you don't blink enough, your eyes are tense. But instead of listening to me, I want you to see for yourself. So we're going to do two parts to the exercise. In the first part, for 30 seconds, we're going to try not to blink. It's going to be very hard not to blink for 30 seconds, and most of us will not succeed in not blinking at all in 30 seconds. But it's for you to get the feeling of how it feels when you don't blink enough in an exaggerated way. And then we're going to blink every second, and we're going to notice how it feels when we blink every second. So you can see for yourself how blinking is good for you. Okay, let me get my phone. Left it on the other side. I have it now, and I'm going to set my phone for 30 seconds. Yes, I'm going to show it so you see it. Yeah, and we are going to start not blinking now. Okay, try not to blink for 30 seconds, and especially notice how your eyes feel when you're not blinking. Mine are already like, burning. I couldn't resist. Only 14 seconds without blinking. It's really hard to not blink so long. But anyway, try not to blink. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So anyway, I could only hold 14 seconds of not blinking. I would like to read in the chat how it feels for you not to blink. If indeed not blinking is bad for you, it is bad for you. So how do your eyes feel when you don't blink? Probably they feel like they burn, they itch, or they're crying, or they're dry, they are tense. Okay, the people behind in the background, how did your eyes feel when you did not blink? If you did the practice, Diana, I'm seeing.
Yeah. Awful. I couldn't stand it. I think it was 10 seconds and I already blinked because they started to show me the tension, like doing this. Yes.
Okay, so I'm reading the chat. Idil is like, I cannot not blink, like only for 2-3 seconds. That's quite good. Maria says the eyes feel dry, or Colleen, they feel burning and dry. Absolutely. Not blinking enough is not good for you. So we did it here just as a little experiment, yes, for you to notice probably you're not blinking enough. So now we're going to do the other one. We're going to see how it feels when we blink for 30 seconds. We're going to blink every second. Yeah? So I'm going to set the timer again for 30 seconds. And we're going to blink every second. I will indicate it. Okay? Okay. Blink, 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 blink. Okay, so how do the eyes feel now after we've been blinking every second? Silvia, Yolanda, Diana, anyone wants to comment on the blinking? So how do the eyes feel when you blink every second? You need to unmute yourself.
Yes, sorry.
No, we hear you, you.
They feel moisture, and I get more visual acuity. I get more contrast, and they feel so good that I do it every morning. But that I will learn later. It's just a joke. It is natural for the eyes to be wet. So the less you put on your glasses, the more you blink naturally. And it is very nice to blink every 2 seconds. I do it when I go outside. I just blink and play with my eyes.
Sometimes when we need to see something clearly, we just need to blink and magically it becomes sharp. Instead of staring to try to see it, it's like blink, relax your eyes, and you can see it. And so Idil, when you say you cannot not blink for more than 2-3 seconds, that's perfect. It means that you have a natural frequency. 2-3 seconds, like every second, every 2-3 seconds is fine. And Maria, when you say that your eyes feel tired when you blink, well, two things. Probably you're not used to blinking, you're not blinking enough, so it feels like an effort when it's something natural. And second, it may be that you're noticing the stress and the tension that's stored in your eyes. So I would like to invite you to blink more often. And I see that Colleen says that the eyes feel lubricated. That's great. Idil, so you were blinking enough, but you still have dry eyes. Fine. But we can teach you more things that you can do to have your eyes moist. We already said yawning, stretching, sighing, laughing, crying is going to be helpful also for the dry eye. Blinking is part of it, but there's more things. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, so we did the practice. So you certainly feel different when you don't blink enough or when you blink enough. And so let's go with more tips. So we already talked about blinking. And what other things are important for your eyesight? Some tips, Diana. So we already talked about yawning and stretching, right? And if you can't do it in any place, you can also take the opportunities when you're in the toilet to do it very clearly. That's very good. So Idil, okay, you're crying a lot. Well, then laugh.
You can cry and laugh at the same time. Yes.
There's more to it. There's more to it, Ildi. We have several lessons. So in each lesson, we'll teach the portion that corresponds. That you'll get more tools. So sitting, yawning, stretching is very good for eyesight. Also looking far without any glass. And I'm not just talking about these glasses, but also the glasses of the window, looking outside an open window, whether it's at home or in the car, you roll the window down. Looking far is extremely relaxing for your eyes. Probably you're spending most of your time looking near the computer, books, iPads, phones, and actually the position that is resting for the eyes is to look far away. So the more time you spend looking far away, the clouds, the stars, the trees, the end of the street, the better for your eyesight. So blinking, we already talked about that. And let's give you more tips. Laughing and crying. When we laugh and we cry, not only the eyes get moist, but also it generates relaxation for the face and for the eyes. The eyes have two functions, seeing and expressing emotions. And when we inhibit the expressing emotions with the eyes, we inhibit also the seeing. So that's important too. You could also have a humidifier at home if there's not enough humidity around. 40% is like a good standard. So if you don't have enough humidity and your eyes are dry because of that, so that could help. And very important, we said that the main organ of vision are actually not the eyes, but the brain. And the visual cortex, where we see, is actually connected with our memory and imagination. We remembering images, emotions too. And we imagine our vision, right, of the future, our imagination or of potential and possibility is also used by some common brain centers as eyesight. So the more we become better and better at remembering and imagining, the more we can see clearly. So this is also a practice that we can have. And even more tips, positive focus. Digna was telling us about it, that she was celebrating and being grateful and being happy, celebrating what you see that you didn't see before, or celebrating what you actually see instead of what you don't see. Because sometimes we say, oh, without my glasses, I'm blind as a bat. Probably not true. Probably you see shapes and movements and colors. Maybe you don't see sharp, but you see enough to function. I think it was Sylvia who was telling us that she was friends with the blur because it was part of the journey. Well, recognize what you do see and celebrate what you do see. The positive focus on seeing well, seeing more, recognizing what you see will help you a lot. Okay, sleeping in the dark, using blinds, blindfolds, no lights, no electronics. This will help your eyesight a lot because it's only in the dark that the opsins regenerate that allow us to see in color and contrast. And if we have lights in the room when we're sleeping, our eyes cannot regenerate those proteins and our nervous system doesn't rest. So we see less well the next day when there's light. There's been research showing that children that have a little light so that they can find their way to go to the toilet are more likely to develop myopia than children that sleep in the dark. And that is also true for adults. And the other tip that we already told you is to use glasses as little as possible. Again, safety first and be reasonable. If you need to be functional, you can wear your glasses. But when you don't need that, remove them. So we didn't give you 5 tips, we gave you 13 tips, maybe even more. So we delivered more than we promised. So tomorrow we're going to liberate lesson number 2. In lesson number 2, we're going to talk about false myths and limiting beliefs that probably you have about your eyesight and the possibility of improving your vision. We're going to teach you the second queen technique or star technique of natural vision improvement. You've heard about it a couple of times, so you already know that it's stunning, and we'll give you details all about it. We're going to teach you 3 exercises that you can practice within 5 minutes, and they're so effective, and your focus will improve so much that we are even going to provide eye charts so you can evaluate and measure how much your eyesight is improving. If you cannot print the eye charts, don't worry, you could use a book or a magazine or something that you have at home. Sylvia, can you show them again? So you have the big eye charts, behind and the small characters. Yeah, but again, if you cannot print them, it's okay. You can use something that you have at home, a book or something. Yeah. We are going to teach you the instant focusing technique. So what you can do to see clearly, sharply with your own naked eyes, just in a blink, yeah, in a moment, in an eye blink. Well, blinking can also provide that at times, yeah. But we are going to teach you another technique to bring your focus into being extremely sharp without contacts, lenses, or anything, just yourself, your own body. And you're going to learn much, much more. So if you haven't watched video 1 yet, do watch it. Look forward to video 2. We're going to release it tomorrow, and we're going to do another live tomorrow on these topics that I'm mentioning here. So to make the most out of this course, of course, you need to be registered to the ClearSightMethod.com. Diana, if you can provide the link again, so people can. Oh, you already did it. And for people who want to know if there's going to be a recording, yes, there is, but it's better if you participate live because we read your comments, we give you answers to you specifically. Yeah, and then it shows that you're committed. Okay, if the video doesn't open in the links, click on the video button. I'm sure you're smart, you're going to find it. And again, this works for your symptom, yes. Does it work at your age? Yes, it does. And it works whether you've had surgery or not before. So, any of you would like to add some more words? Yolanda, Silvia, Damari, Cecilia, Digna, anyone would like to add something? Tell about your story a little bit more of vision improvement. Damari, sorry, we cannot see you. So tell us, Yolanda, what would you like to add?
I would like to add that everybody take advantage of this teaching, these learnings, You'll be amazed at how your eyes respond, how your body, your mind relax. We don't realize how tense and how stressful we are until we don't find out or test or experiment the relaxation. So do the practices. Palming is so easy, and come tomorrow to learn about sunning.
Yes, absolutely.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're going to have another live. It will be similar. It will be the same content as this one, but for people in other parts of the world, maybe that schedule is more practical. But tomorrow we're releasing video number 2, and at the same time today, we will do the lives. Thank you, Yolanda. So my question to you is, how would you like for your eyesight to transform? You have learned a number of things today, ideas, you've practiced some exercises. How would you like to see with these practices and with natural vision improvement? And more important, how do you believe that you will feel seeing better? You've heard several of the people here today about their journey of vision improvement. I released symptoms 3 times in my life. Diana, she showed us the collection of glasses she used to use to wear. Now she's perfectly functional without glasses, and now for a number of years. Digna, in 8 months, 9 months, she went from wearing those very thick glasses for 18 diopters into, having only 4 diopters. Yolanda, Silvia, functional without glasses. So how do you imagine you can feel driving without glasses, using your phone, your computer without glasses, cooking, reading the prescriptions, reading the Bible, recognizing the details of the faces of the people that you love, or people in the street that are far away, being able to find your way with public transportation, etc., playing instruments, playing the piano, or doing sports. Really, a life of seeing with your own eyes is so much nicer, so much empowering and beautiful and free. So I experienced that, so I want that for you. Again, are you interested or you're engaged? If you're engaged, I'll see you tomorrow in lesson number 2, and you'll be practicing the different things that we have shared with you. So make sure that you mark your calendar, that you plan to come, that you plan to watch the video. If you haven't done it yet, register online, follow up us on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube. If you are wondering if this can work for you and your symptom, I already said yes. But if you want to see with your own eyes, we also have a bunch of testimonials, over 300 testimonials, video testimonials of many kinds of people having healed from many kinds of symptoms. Yeah. And if you have any questions, extra question, you can also write to Ainhoa at ClearSightMethod.com, and my team will be very happy to answer. Okay, and Colleen says, as a speaker and podcaster, I know I would feel more confident if I didn't have to put on and take off my glasses. Well, Colleen, let me challenge you to something. How about you go through this process, you prove to yourself that you can get rid of your glasses and see with your own eyes, and then you invite me to your podcast as a guest speaker, yeah? And then we can talk about this experience together and inspire a lot more people to do that. How about that? Yeah? I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Colleen, and every one of you as well. And congratulations for staying all this time and being here. If you'd like to learn more, so follow us and continue tomorrow in our next lesson. I would love to hear also what you learned today, what stayed with you, what did you get from today's lesson? Yay, Colleen, she's like, it's a deal. Yay, let's do that. First start with you, and then we can inspire a lot more people to improve their eyesight naturally. In any case, congratulations to all of you for having participated today. Yeah, Diana, Silvia, Yolanda, Damari, Digna, Esther, thank you also for having joined us today, Rosa and Cecilia. And I'm seeing also Tanya is saying, I will come with a pleasure. I've done 20 minutes of palming today and I see the difference. Indeed, Tanya, you just need to apply the techniques and see for yourself. So this is it for now. I'm going to wish you to take care, be happy, enjoy the beauty of life. Come back tomorrow for lesson number 2, and we'll see each other soon and better. Bye-bye.